Hello, here we're going to find the area of a sector or an annulus. Now first we got to figure out what those things mean. Now first they're all parts of circles. So if I want to find the area of the circle, area equals pi r squared, so pi times 11 squared, that's 121 pi centimeters squared. Done and done. Now if I want to find just this section, we don't want to, it's of course not a whole circle, so we'll take what we had before and just divide it by 4 centimeters squared. Now that right there is a sector. It's the region between two radii of a circle and the included arc. So if I have any two radii and this included arc, this region enclosed by that is what we call a sector. Now if I want to find the area of it, first off we find the area of the circle. The area of the circle is pi times 4 squared, or 16 pi. And now we don't want the whole thing, we just want 60 out of 3/60ths. So I can write a proportion, 63/60ths equals x over 16 pi. That's same as 1/6 x over 16 pi. Cross multiply, 16 pi equals 6x. And 16 over 6 is the same as 8 over 3. So I'd say 8 pi over 3, and then we'd want to say inches squared. All right, let's take a look at this. First, we find the area of the whole circle, pi times 10 squared. So that is 100 pi. Now we don't want the whole circle, we just want 150 3/60ths of that. So I'll set up a proportion, equals x over 100 pi. And now when we cross multiply, we get 150 times 100, and then 360x, and 1,000 or 15,000 divided by 360, that would be 41 2/3 pi. Uh, that's the area of the sector. All right. Now let's skip that one and move to annulus. The annulus is the area between two concentric circles. Remember, concentric are circles with the same center. So this yellow part here we consider the annulus. Now if I want to find the area, I find the area of the big, so I'll say area big. Pi times 7 squared, that's 49 pi. And then I'll take the area of the small, pi times 4 squared, that's 16 pi. And the area of the annulus, we just subtract those. And that'll be 33. And pi is kind of treated like a variable in addition and subtraction, so it's just 33 pi inches squared. Same thing here. I think you guys could probably work your way through that. This one's slightly more complicated, so I'll give you a look at this. There's two ways you can do it. If we just want this yellow region out here, we can find what the yellow region is for the whole thing and just do 100 3/60ths out of it. I think that's probably the easiest thing. Area of the big is going to be 16 pi. Area of the small is going to be pi times 1 squared, so that's 1 pi. So the area of the full annulus is going to be 15 pi. Now we just want a part of that, so I'm going to do 100 3/60ths and of x over 15 pi. Oops. Now I cross multiply, I have 360x is equal to 1,500 pi. And so that's just like our last problem, but now it is a couple less zeros. So it's 4.16 repeating pi for an x. All right. Now to find this area, this is actually a special thing called a segment of a circle. To find the area of a segment, first you find the area of this whole thing here, and then you subtract out this triangle. So the area of, that's a 5, isn't it? Looks pretty small. The area equals pi times 5 squared, so that's 25 pi. And if I want the area of the sector, it's going to be 25 pi divided by 4. Now we want to find the area of a triangle, which is 5 times 5 divided by 2. So 25 divided by 2 is 12.5. So this little region left over, the area of the segment. Now, and that's weird because a two-dimensional segment is up is the area between a circle and a chord, which is much different than just your one-dimensional segments. But anyway, so if I take this, it's 25 pi over 4 minus 12.5, and you could leave it like that actually for an answer, or this one we might multiply out 25 pi divided by 4, subtract 12.5, and this is about 7.13. Um, I will do one of these. This is just going in the opposite direction where we're trying to find a value. So we want to find a radius. So if if that area is 12.15 pi, um, we know that 45 out of 360 is going to equal 12.5 pi over the area of the entire circle. So now we can cross multiply. 45 times the area of the whole circle is going to be whatever 360 times 12.5 happens to be, 4,500. Well, that's really nice. Pi. And then you divide both sides by 45 and you'll get 100 pi. So if the entire area of the circle is 100 pi, we know pi times radius squared is equal to 100 pi. Divided by pi on both sides, r squared is 100, square root, and my radius is going to be 10. All right, hopefully that was enough to get you through the rest of the work. Good luck.